What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Squid's Art Adventure, where today we're going to be talking about whether or not tracing makes you a bad artist. Alright guys, so yeah, does tracing make you a bad artist? I don't think so. And a lot of people out there have, this issue with people who trace. So as someone who grew up tracing and trying to draw what I just traced from memory, or just tracing what my cousin drew, or tracing Dragon Ball Z pictures, or just tracing things in general, I don't think tracing necessarily is a bad thing. Now, I understand where some people are coming from, and they're just like, yeah, tracing is awful, and if you trace, you're a bad artist. So no, it doesn't work that way. If you're a beginner and you don't know how to draw, tracing is a good way to get in the habit of creating these lines, understanding why the eye is shaped a certain way, or like how a mouth is shaped. Now, if I were teaching one of my viewers how to draw a portrait, all right, and they've never drawn before, ever, I might have them, before they draw a portrait straight up, I might have them trace a portrait. Or maybe I would have them draw a portrait, before the tracing. I might have them draw a portrait to see where their skill level is, to see what their understanding of drawing is. If they have nothing, or if they're not working with much, or they don't know enough about drawing, or they haven't developed any skill, or if they're, like I said, just a basic, they're just a beginner, they just want to learn how to draw, I would have them trace the portrait. And it would get them in the habit of, okay, this is how the mouth is shaped. It's not shaped the way I believe it's shaped in my head. This is how it's shaped. Tracing allows you to draw while seeing what you're drawing, but you're legitimately copying directly over what you're drawing. So that would allow the student or the person tracing to really see what they're supposed to be drawing. So if, say, they're drawing an eye, like they're tracing an eye, they literally go line for line over exactly what they're tracing. That's it. So they know now that the eye is not an almond shape, or they know that the nose isn't a triangle, or they know that the mouth isn't just a hole. These people will learn the forms of the mouth and the eye and the nose. So after tracing, I would have this person draw a face without tracing. So we'd have the picture here, we'd have the portrait here, the piece of paper, and I would make them draw at what's known as sight size, or it wouldn't be a bark drawing per se, but it would be a sight size method where they're measuring and putting down lines after measuring, and really get them into analyzing what they're seeing. And I feel like tracing is just the natural progression of drawing. You have people who doodle first, and they see what other people are doing, and they want to do what they're doing. So instead of taking classes or practicing for long hours, a lot of people trace. And when you've traced enough, people say you don't learn when you're tracing, but though your learning, I think, takes longer, you do get something from tracing. And I think that's where people need to realize. But I know most of the complaints are from people who are tracing and making money off of tracing. So, confessions, when I was doing pet portraits for a company I'm not allowed to name, I had 30 to 25 portraits I had to do every week. So I would get them Monday, and they were due next Monday. You think I sat there and hand drew all of those pets? No, not even a little bit. I used transfer paper or my projector, and I would just project the pets. And what I would do is I would get the basic outline and where the basic details go, the nose, the eyes, that's it, and then I would paint it. But I don't have anybody who would call me out and say, oh, you can't draw. You know, I'll put up in the corner here an example of some of my drawings and some of my paintings. And like I said, no one has called me out yet about using the projector or transfer paper to do these pets because of the time constraints. A lot of professional artists will project or transfer portraits when they're under time constraints. And it's not that these artists can't draw them, it's that they have time constraints. So I guess what I'm saying is if somebody is making money and they're tracing, but they can draw, you shouldn't be angry because they can draw it. And a lot of the times they're tracing or projecting to meet deadlines. So whether the person is a beginner and they're tracing to learn, or the person is a professional and they're tracing to meet deadlines, I think that everyone should stop complaining and trying to like ruin people because they trace. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I literally had an art professor in college who told me that all of his portraits were projected, and I don't have any less respect for him. Like, just because his drawing ability isn't like super high doesn't mean he can't draw. Also, he paints really well. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. And I want to hear from you guys. Do you guys think that tracing is bad? Do you think that tracing is okay? Do you guys trace? If you do, like I said, I don't really care. It doesn't affect me. And if it doesn't affect you, you shouldn't care what other people are doing, as long as they're not hurting others. So yeah, leave a comment down below. Let me know. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to get all my videos and see all my videos, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember guys, keep inking.